Hi, this is David Tubbs from the Greater Kitchener-Waterloo Chamber of Commerce, and this is Part 3 in the Chamber's Social Media Starter Kit. Part 3 will cover tweeting, hashtags, and other Twitter basics for your small business. Now, before you actually set out using Twitter for your small business, remember to always weigh the pros and cons of any type of platform, and Twitter is no different. Pros: it's the second largest social network in the world behind Facebook. It has hundreds of millions of users around the world, and this means that people in your local community are utilizing it as well, especially in Kitchener-Waterloo's tech-heavy area and industry. It's always been an excellent communication tool for a lot of people. It also allows for direct and instant access to your potential and even existing customers and clients, and it creates that customer service back and forth that you might want to utilize, or an actual promotional tool so your followers can stay connected with the growth of your business or new promotions. The time commitment does not have to be that large, 10-15 minutes a day, and you can get your message out. You can also plan your tweets. Your actual communication strategy is very easy to make it so you're not spending too much time on it. And of course, you can expand your potential client reach very easily. You will be surprised how many people in your community will hear from another person that you're doing what you're doing, and they'll start following you. And it creates that growth that is, one, free, because Twitter is free, which everybody loves with marketing, and two, it has growth potential all the time because it has the viral aspect. If one person that's following you retweets your post, it can just spiral into possibly thousands of people viewing it. Cons: there is the small learning process with anything on the internet. It takes a little bit of time to master composing your tweets and actually communicating, developing your own plan, but it's not too hefty. And it can become addictively interesting. When you're following people, responding to tweets, it can become very addictive, but at the same time very fun. Now, here are some basic Twitter terms. You have microblog, which Twitter is, because Twitter limits every user to 140 characters at a time per message. And this means that you can talk about your day or your business in a very tight micro fashion, as opposed to a traditional blog which has no limits. You have your tweet, which is the actual 140 character message in Twitter. You will be surprised how much you can say in 140 characters. You have hashtag. It's when Twitter first began, Twitter didn't have any type of search database mechanism to search what people are talking about, or if you're looking for a particular sector, like someone's talking about the Super Bowl, you couldn't do that. So Twitter users actually created the hashtag by putting the pound symbol in front of terms such as KW Awesome is a very popular one in our area. Follow Friday is another thing that users started to develop a few years ago for Twitter. The retweet is just you reposting somebody else's message to your followers, and it will generally always have an RT in the front of that message when you retweet to actually denote that someone else said it. Now, when you're setting up your account, you're always going to want to fill in your profile bio. You do get 160 characters to fill it out. Again, be tight, be consistent, and make sure that you fill it out. If you don't, there's a good chance that 90% of the people who come upon your page will not, one, trust it, and two, won't follow you because of those. It's just another space to help sell yourself, to sell your ideas, and that's the biggest thing. If you have that space and a platform is giving you it, fill it out. Same for your profile picture. Adding your brand image as opposed to the bland colored egg that they put up there now when you actually do create your account is wasted space if you're not using it. Always remember to fill in the website as well. If you don't have one, if you don't have a website, use your Facebook page. Or if you're a private contractor of any kind, throw in your LinkedIn page if you have a LinkedIn account as well. Now, for your background image, you'll see when you go on twitter.com that your profile will have just a regular blue kind of cloudy background. This can be customized for yourself. And the space available for your average page will be 2,560 pixels wide by 1,600 pixels high. This is what the Twitter.com interface will look like when you're logged in and in your account. Here I've customized our page as I suggested you do with your background image. This is the section that I've customized. It will take some trial and error to get that sizing down pat, but it'll look really nicely. I've gone with a minimalist look here with our branding, added the Facebook, our LinkedIn group, and our URL. And this is the section where all of the tweets are coming in for the people you are following. And it updates in real time. You just have to click on the one new tweet for it to pop up like I just did now. It shows the numbers of people who you're following, your followers, and even just some suggestions for people in your local area who you should be following, who other people you are following. It really helps build up your network if you want. And this is the actual section just under this what's happening where you actually type out a tweet. Say I wanted to tweet our president and CEO, Ian McLean. His name will pop up and just type in a little message. You can also add in your hashtags and actually press out the tweet. The greatest thing is it also adds in a little section here for how many characters you have left, and it'll let you know how far over you are the amount and trim it down. Now, composing a tweet. Right when you're getting started, you have your account set up. Remember, when you're actually writing, don't bury the lead. Don't wait for the end of the tweet to hit the big plot point in it. You want to get everything up front because your average reader is getting possibly 30 messages in 5 minutes from their various people they follow. So if you stick all the headlines up top, there's a very good chance that you'll grab someone's attention as opposed to leaving it behind. Also, try and include extra content when you can. This means adding a shortened link to an article that you found very interesting or blog post you wrote, a picture, or any type of document. You can attach PDFs and just regular JPEG photos as well. This is very easy when you're using your smartphone to pass on pictures, for example. I mean, a BlackBerry, if you take a picture, it has it set up already that you can forward it on. And keep your tweets short when passing on that information. Unless you're actually stating a long-winded opinion which justifies the full 140 characters, try and keep it tight to about 80 to 100. It makes it a lot easier to get that information out there because people will tend to read what's smaller. It's just like with online content writing. People tend to lose interest fairly fast when they're actually reading online. And when you're retweeting somebody else's blog post or an opinion, feel free to add in a few words if you can. This means having an opinion, which people do want. They do want that extra information. They want to know what you think. Now, getting started. After you've started tweeting a few times, it's important to keep tweeting and tweet a lot when you start out, because as you start adding people and following what they are doing, usually you'll get a good percentage following you back, but you want to show that you're actually talking about something. So this means you want to start to developing a tweet plan. This doesn't have to be anything big, just kind of what you want to say, what you won't say, and how often you want to do it. I tend to create a small calendar for my tweets that I really want to get out, and then I can adjust it from there, but it helps setting a plan, gets it in my mind that you want to keep going, that you want to keep tweeting, and you don't want to have that lull where you go 2 weeks without saying anything and you lose potential followers that way. And start following people you know. Follow their followers. Everybody has a list of followers that you can view, and if you know that person, start following. I mean, if you don't, if you think they have something interesting to say, follow, and then there's always a good chance they'll come back and follow you as well. Now, Twitter etiquette, it's a relatively new platform for people. So there's a community and everybody has certain expectations, but always be friendly and positive. In the first video in the social media starter kit, I stressed that being positive is the #1 rule when operating on social networks, because people don't respond well to negative tweets, negative messages, because those messages can then be passed on to people who don't agree with you, and that can really hurt any type of growth that you will have. This doesn't mean you shouldn't have an opinion, but it means that when you are stating that opinion, you do it, well, in a nice and fun way. And when you're passing on information, always give credit. You don't want to get stuck in the online plagiarism, so you always want to put the at in front of the author. And just it also creates more engagement back and forth because you might be getting followed by that person who really didn't know that you were on Twitter until you actually retweeted something with their at symbol, because they will get a notification if they have their account set up properly that you're the one who retweeted their message. It creates that community relationship that Twitter really helps foster. And reply to direct questions in a timely manner. This means not waiting 5 or 6 days. Of course, if you're on vacation or over the weekend and you don't want to respond to your business account, that's okay. But don't wait 6 or 7 business days to reply to a question that came right back to you, because this is, in a way, a customer service channel. You want to be able to respond to any questions or comments on a fairly regular basis. Be open and transparent with who you are and what you want to tweet about. The Chamber account, for example, has my Twitter account on it saying that the tweets are coming from me because I am the author of all of them. We're not some huge brand like Coca-Cola where it's an entity upon itself, and this helps create more of a transparent view of who you're actually talking to, and it creates more personalization. And also, direct messaging should be limited. It gives you a small, almost instant messaging service between individual Twitter users that other people can't see. But try not to use it too often. If you want to, say, get someone's email address that you have been tweeting back and forth from, that is an excuse to actually direct message. But don't do it in a mass sort of way all the time. And here's some additional suggestions. I would suggest reading Joel Comm's Twitter Power 2.0. It's an amazing book. It really helped change the way I looked at Twitter personally from a personal standpoint to a business standpoint. It's a decent-sized book which really helps detail all the little tiny things such as hashtags or where he believes Twitter is going in the near future. It's a very interesting book and worth the $20 or so. Also, utilize the services of third-party companies like Hootsuite and TweetDeck, which really help organize your tweets. I personally use Hootsuite to tweet because it helps really channel every single aspect of Twitter, whether I want to actually search for something or keep tabs on a particular term. Add the Twitter app to your BlackBerry or other smartphone. This helps keep you always connected when you really want to. Say you need to go to a meeting after you just tweeted something 20 minutes ago and someone's getting back to you. If you're waiting on the meeting, feel free to shoot a tweet. It's just like if you're responding to an email, but instantaneous, and it's always about staying connected. And of course, let people know you are on Twitter. Put it on your business cards, your website, your Facebook page. Make sure that your other social media platforms that you already have established are integrated into Twitter. It's very easy to gain a decent following just by following people and waiting for them to follow back. But anybody who's already using your services and knows who you is probably going to want to follow you on Twitter. So it's always a good thing to throw it on there, your little @ symbol with the title of your Twitter account. It's very easy. And remember to have fun. At the very beginning of this video, I told you that Twitter is addictive, and it is, and because it can be fun to build those extra relationships. So tweet regularly, keep people informed, keep connected. I most definitely didn't cover everything about Twitter. That is nearly impossible in a short video like this. So I will be creating more videos on refined subjects, such as hashtags, and also using Hootsuite. So if you have a topic or subject you would like me to cover, or receive clarification on, feel free to shoot me a tweet at GKWCC for the Chamber, or my personal one at David B. Tubbs, or through the good old-fashioned email. So thank you for watching, and keep watching more videos.